Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. I am the Iceman, and I am about to continue my game of Ultima 7 The Black Gate. We have just finished exiting Trinsic. We've got our characters pretty well built up here because we found a tree that has a lot of stuff for them to equip. But uh, we're just starting the game out. We've only done one video. So, as I said, we just finished Trinsic. So, we're going to get on our cart here and try to make our way to the next town, which is the town of Paws. I don't know why, but my controls aren't working very well. We definitely want to get through this swamp. Hmm. Now it's straightened up. Okay, there we go. And if anything wants to attack us, it can do so on this side. Wonderful. Well, at least we made it through. And let's just start going into places and talking to people. That's what this game is all about. You see the town bartender. She looks very busy, but she obviously takes pride in her work. Name? I am Polly. It is my pleasure to meet thee. Job? The owner and proprietor of the Salty Dog, the finest eating and drinking establishment in all of Paws. At thy service. Tell me about Paws. Actually, there are no other inns and pubs in Paws. It is a small place, but our food and drink here is quite good, honestly. And I don't need to buy or do a room, so we'll just leave it at that. Good day to thee, my lord. And we have another person here to talk to. You see an old woman who gives you a smile of grandmotherly sweetness. You can see immediately that her vision is poor. What is your name? My name is Beverly. And your job? Why, I run the House of Items here in Paws. The House of Items? It is a shop that sells antiques and previously used items. Running this shop allows me to remain youthful and active. It is heartening to sell things to the poor people of this town that they might not otherwise be able to afford. Pause. Here in Paws, the people have very little money, but it matters not because they care for each other. Why? My store is now closed. I am usually open in the afternoons. So long. A fair day to thee, my lord. Must be nice to have a job that you only need to do in the afternoons, but as you said, she's probably earned her way by her age here to operate as she sees fit. Okay, let's talk to this gentleman. You see a man whose eyes slowly shift back and forth as a crooked smile curves his lips. He walks up to you, looks up and down, and says, "Oh, there must be a traveling show in town," he says, snickering. That is a very nice clown costume. How art thou? I am the Avatar. Thou art a vile fool, desperate for others to like thee. I would pity thee if it were not for that I loathe thee even more. Okay, try this again. Greetings, my lord, says Morphin. Name? My name is Morphin. And your job? I am a merchant who operates one of the most thriving businesses in Paws, which includes the slaughterhouse. Merchant? Oh, I sell a little of this and yet here and there. Wherever there is a demand, I try to supply it. Paws? I do suppose my ventures are profitable enough for me to afford to move to Britain, but things are so much less expensive here, of course. The theft has me a bit wary. If thou dost wish to know more about the people here, speak to the couple who run the fellowship shelter, Peregrine and Rita. The slaughterhouse? I take it thou hast noticed the smell? If so, I do apologize. He shrugs, his shoulders grinning and holds his palms upwards. I think of it as the smell of success. Thou mayest purchase some meat if thou so wishest. Pardon me. Demand? There is quite a demand for the venom of the silver serpent in certain areas, for instance. Supply? I keep a small stock of silver serpent venom from time to time, which I sell to the apothecary in Britannia for a modest profit. The government is still trying to control sales of it until they can determine how dangerous the effects are. Apothecary? His name is Kessler. Hmm. Effects? They are widely known. Silver serpent venom is a reagent that, when ingested in small doses, temporarily enhances one's physical strength, stamina, and quickness, along with bringing a feeling of euphoria. After the effect wears off, the subject feels quite drained. This tends to make them want to take it off again. Just take it again. Prolonged use in such a fashion will bring about a condition that deteriorates the skin, eventually causing it to rot away. Finally, too great a dose or too great an accumulation of doses is fatal, as the venom is a deadly poison. It may very well have some healing properties when used in other ways we have yet to discover, but any user of the venom should not do so without caution. User? Oh, I do not believe I have noticed anyone in town who is showing the symptoms of venom use. From now on, I shall keep watch. So, thou shouldst ask again later. Hmm. Theft. Thou art a stranger in Paws. Beware, the thief who roams this town. The culprit has stolen a quantity of my valuable silver serpent venom. Venom? A terrible crime, causing me no small amount of monetary distress. It has caused the surrounding community to worry about their possessions as well. It would be thine humble servant should have thou help investigate the matter. Wilt thou? Yes, I will. Then I shall cooperate fully, my lord. He bows. Apology? I do apologize for my rudeness earlier, my lord. I have since realized that thou art an honest person. Please forgive mine insults. He bows, dripping insincerity. Bye. Good day to thee. Okay. So the thing is, this guy has a door up here, and I think that there is a trick to opening it, but I can't remember it. So I'm going to save real quick. And just look around this room. And there, take a look. Right away, I remembered where to look. But it's not the key to there. I think it's a key to somewhere else. And that key to somewhere else gets me in there at a later point in time. So let's see if we can take it. All right. I got myself stuck. Is there anything out here in the yard? Doesn't look like it. Oh, we're going to be coming back to his place anyway, but that place, I think it might give us like the key to his house or something. We'll have to go look. Okay, I think this is the old lady's place. Yeah. She has something important for us to come and get at a later point in time, but I'm not going to spoil that for you now. You see a beggar. You cannot tell from the look on his face whether he is about to laugh or cry. Name? My name is Fed, my lord. And your job? He looks away from you shamefully. I have none, my lord. Thief? Be wary, for there's a thief in this town. Some silver serpent venom was stolen from the merchant Morphin, who runs the slaughterhouse. None? I used to be a farmer in more prosperous times. I used to work with Colmore and Merrick. Colmore? He is my best friend and the bravest man I know. Merrick? Merrick joined the fellowship, so he could live in their shelter, the poor sod. Shelter? If thou art so unfortunate as to want to live there, thou wouldst do better to on the corner with Comer and I. Corner? Even when pockets are light, there is still some mercy left in this world. Begging for money is not a proud profession, but there are worse ones. Worse? At least we do not have to do what Merrick does. He recruits for the fellowship. Fellowship? If the fellowship truly wants to help people, why would they let us starve just because we do not want to join? They cannot answer that one. Starve? Do not worry. We shall not starve. Camille sends her son Tobias with food and clothing for us every so often. Camille? Camille is a good woman. She lives at the farm bordering the dairy, diary. Tobias? He is a fine lad. Always willing to give us a hand, unlike that rude urchin Garrett. Garrett? He is the son of Fredwin and Britta, who run the shelter. Garrett crosses the road to avoid us. Give? Wilt thou give me a bit of money? Yes. How much? Thank thee, my lord. Bye. Good fortune to thee, my lord. It looks like we got another one here. You see a beggar leaning on a crutch. His eyes shine like diamonds with sheer bitterness. What is your name? My name is Kilmar. And your job? I am a dancer, my lord. He cannot keep a straight face and almost falls on his crutches. Beggar? I was not always a beggar. Like Ven and Merrick, I used to be a farmer too. But times got worse, and times are always bad in Paws. Ven? Ven and me are chums and will be to the day we die. We share each other's vast expanses of wealth, after all. Yeah. Merrick? A royal rotten egg he is. Merrick turned his back on us and now spends every night in a warm, cozy bed, which is more than either one of us has had for some time. Paws? A veritable wonderland, is it not? Chums? Ben and me have been friends since we were little tiny babes. Wealth? Yea, verily, Ben and I share all that we own, which, in its totality, is the clothes on our backs and the snot in our throats. Turned his back? The only thing worse than this miserable existence is having Merrick sniff around and try to recruit us, the bloody parasite. Bed? Merrick sleeps in the shelter run by the Fellowship. They feed him too. He had to join, though, before they would help him. Fellowship? We could have joined, but they are a foul lot. Anybody acting so bloody nice must be up to no good. There are some compromises we just won't make, even to survive. Shelter? The shelter is a large building filled with fawning hypocrites. Thou shouldst have little trouble finding it. Give? Wilt thou give me a bit of money? Yes, I shall. How much? About 2. Thank thee, my lord. Goodbye. Hold thine head high, my lord. All right. So there's a house here. And there is a locked chest. So let's see. That locked chest, the thing that key unlocked. It is. And there's some gold in it. That's it. Hmm. There isn't anything else here, is there? Oh, there is another key. What's this? Send the gargoyles back, huh? I guess our slaughterhouse man is not exactly the most unprejudiced of people. Oh, we have a mill, it looks like. And we have a miller, I'm guessing. You see a man covered in the sweat of a hard day's work. What is your name? I am Thurston. And your job? I operate the mill here in Paws. The thief? Indeed, thou shouldst be wary, my lord. There is a thief in this town. Morphin, a merchant, had several vials of valuable silver snake venom stolen. The mill? The local economy depends on the mill for flour, so I ensure that the mill runs. Sometimes I feel that keeping the wheels turning is the only reason to live. Pause. In case thou hadn't noticed, my lord, the people who live here are not so well off as their cousins who live in Britain. In fact, we have even had a thief left recently. Snake venom. It is procured from the silver serpent, I believe. Gargoyles used it habitually in the old days. I am not so sure what it might do to a human, though. Perhaps Morphin can tell thee more. Reason to live? I have no wife or family. I have thought about joining the fellowship, but I refuse. I have nothing but my work, and a drink at the Salty Dog now and then. Theft? Indeed, thou shouldst be wary, my lord. There is a thief in this town, Morphin, a merchant, had several vials of valuable silver snake venom stolen. It was a repeat, wasn't it? Oh well. Yeah, it is another repeat. Fellowship? I know they do good work here in town, but there is just something about them that makes me uncomfortable. The Salty Dog? In truth, I go there more to be near Polly, the innkeeper, than for the wine, but she is always busy tending bar and has no time for me, I'm sure. Flour? A sack will cost me 12 gold out there interested in purchasing some. No, not right now, thanks. Perhaps next time, my lord. Goodbye. Good day to me, my lord. Hmm. I wonder what Polly would say if we go talk to her about the miller here. Yeah. Let's go ahead and head back real quick. I want to move our carriage up a little bit anyway. Polly smiles. What can I do for thee, my lord? Hmm. Morphin? Morphin is a very shrewd and successful merchant and also a fellowship member. I cannot help but feel that he would sell his own mother if he could get the right price for her. 'Tis little wonder why the thief chose to steal from him. Thief? There is a thief in this town. Silver serpent venom was stolen from Morphin the merchant who operates the slaughterhouse. Thurston, you relate to Polly what you heard from Thurston say about her. She's taken completely by surprise. Thurston really said that about me? I've always liked him, but in truth I have always thought I was not good enough for him. Looks like you might be playing the role of matchmaker here. Bye. Great to thee, my lord. All right, let's go ahead and maybe head back over to Thurston and see what he has to say about this change of events. It seems like the trick is to keep the arrows small. There we go. Greetings, my lord, says Thurston. Let's talk about Polly. You relate to Thurston what Polly had said about him. He looks at you with joyous surprise. Did she really say those things? It is ridiculous that she believes I am too good for her. Suddenly he forgets his work and starts hurrying around in excitement. For years I have loved this woman from afar. I will begin courting her immediately. Well, that's awesome. Good day to thee, my lord. All right, let's go ahead and make our way across this river here. We'll leave our carriage here for now. Start with this house down here. Who are we talking to? You see a cheerful, handsome young man who gives you a friendly wave as you approach. What is your name?
My name is Andrew. How art thou, my lord?
And your job?
I am the owner and proprietor of the dairy here in Paws.
And do you know about this thief?
Be wary, for there is a thief in this town. Some silver serpent venom was stolen from Morphin.
And the dairy?
Yes, I sell milk and cheese. Thou mayest find the dairy between Camille's farm and the slaughterhouse.
Paws?
Of course, everyone is up in arms about the business concerning the missing venom.
The venom?
It could be hidden anywhere with all the trade that occurs in this town. It would be easy to hide. I do not know much else about the substance. Perhaps Morphin himself would know what kinds of effects it might produce.
Morphin?
He bought the starter house a few years ago, soon after he joined the fellowship. I knew the previous owner.
Camille?
Camille is a good woman. She is still an advocate for the old virtues. She still runs the farm by herself, but with the help of her son Tobias, of course.
And the slaughterhouse?
The slaughterhouse is run by Morphin the merchant. He is always busy, coming and going at all hours, sometimes carrying things.
Previous owner?
I was just a lad when I saw the first old slaughterhouse. The old man who owned it even showed me the storeroom in there once. The door to it is locked. I think Morphin has the key somewhere in his house.
He did. And Tobias?
A rather defensive young lad. I cannot say that I know that much about him.
How about milk?
It will cost thee 3 gold. Art thou interested?
No, no.
Perhaps next time, my lord.
And cheese?
2 golds each. Interested?
No, not at the moment.
Understood, my lord. Perhaps when thou dost become more hungry.
Well, goodbye. I hope that I have been some assistance to thee, my lord. You've been pretty good, actually. So let's go ahead and move on up here. And we are in a den of the fellowship. You see a small man with a twisted, sloped posture. He looks you up and down before deciding he will speak to you. I had gotten word that thou wert coming to our town. I have been expecting thee. I must admit, though, that I find it difficult to believe that thou art truly the Avatar. What is your name? My name is Fedwin. Pardon me. And your job? I run the fellowship shelter here with my wife, Rita, and my son, Garrett, here in Paws. The fellowship? Wouldst thou like to join? Yes. And thou must see Butlin of Britain. He is the founder of the fellowship. Tell me about the shelter. This is the only place in all of Britannia designed for the aid and care of the poor. It is hard work, but then one strives to be worthy of that which we wish to receive. Britta, a wonderful woman, thou shouldst meet her. Mine husband is such a flatterer. The truth is that our work for the fellowship has brought us closer together. Garrett, thankfully we have been able to raise our son properly by emphasizing the teachings of the fellowship. Garrett shall not be trapped in the poverty of his surroundings. He shall be intellectually, spiritually, and morally superior. Talented, too. Pause. This is a small town with few privileges and little privacy. The family has come to know everyone in Paws quite well. Is there someone thou dost wish to hear about? I am well acquainted with these people. Talented. He plays the whistle handpipes extremely well for a lad his age. Bert and I are very proud. He could probably attend the music hall in Britain when he is older. Merchants. They would be Morphin, Andrew, Thurston, and Beverly. Farmers. That would be Camille and her son, Tobias. Shelter residents. Our residents include Alina and her child, and Merrick. Beggars. Oh, them. Honor and femme, Ferdinand rolls his eyes. Tell me about Morphin. Morphin is a clever and industrious member of the Fellowship. He runs the local slaughterhouse and is also a snake venom merchant. Andrew. Andrew is such a happy young man. He doth not notice the myriad of personal problems that he is afflicted with. Thurston. Thurston owns the mill. He could do better if he ran his business with more of an eye toward profit. Beverly. She is a nearly blind elderly woman who runs the antique shop on the east side of the river. Camille. She's a sad woman, a widow, who is living in the past. It's a pity, really. Fortunately, her husband left her to farm, which does happen to turn a profit. Tobias. A local rascal. I normally would not allow Garrett to associate with such a troublemaker, but the fellowship has taught me to be a tolerant person. Besides, associating with my son might do the lad some good. Who knows? Alina. Her husband is currently in Britain somewhere. I do not know the details. He has a small child. Merrick. A splendid example of the fellowship turning someone's life around. Presently, he resides in our shelter. Palmer. Palmer is the most hateful man I have ever met. He is a bundle of bitterness, and all the time I have known him. Palmer has never spoken a word to me that was not at least a thinly veiled insult. Ben is a beggar who refuses all aid from the fellowship, a pathetic case. Not even his former friend Merrick can reach him anymore. Snake venom? Wolf and the local merchant informs me that a quantity of silver certain venom was stolen from him. The thief is still at large, so be wary, of course. I do not know why anyone would want the vile substance. It is surely not good for one's health. Goodbye. Mayst thou walk with the fellowship. Okay, well, while we got you here on screen, let's talk to your wife. A stern-looking woman stares back at you without humor. What is your name? I am Brita. And your job? I help mine husband Fedwin run the fellowship, a shelter here in Paws. The thief. One of our members, a local merchant named Morphin, had a shipment of silver venom stolen from him. Not that I care about the venom itself. But is it not shocking? Veteran, mine husband is the most honorable man I have ever met in my life. Now, do not put stock in the proud boasts of wives, good Avatar. I am a simple man who only does what he can. Fellowship, thou shouldst speak to mine husband of the fellowship. I am certain thou wilt be most impressed by what he shall have to tell thee. Tell me about the shelter. Running this shelter is hard work for mine husband and me, but it is worth the effort and to ease the suffering of the less fortunate people. Paws? We hear about everything that goes on in Paws. If I do not know about it, then mine husband does. Is there anyone in particular thou dost wish to know about? Yes, I know about these people. Serpent venom? I have never seen any myself. I have no idea what it does to someone, but it cannot possibly be good. Alina? Alina lives in the shelter with her baby, poor thing. Her husband is a common thief who even now sits in prison. But we shall help her get her life straightened out for once we persuade her to join the fellowship. She is not smart enough, thou knowest. To see the advantages for herself, she must be carefully instructed. Camille? Camille is the farm widow. She tends to live in the past, following the old virtues and questioning the ways of the fellowship. These country folk are so superstitious, thou knowest. It is a fault of their low intellect. She does not even notice what a hooligan her boy, Tobias, is growing up to be. Not at all like our son Garrett. Polly? Polly runs the local tavern to be near people. She's a lonely soul and knows that there is simply no one who wishes for her heart. It makes me so sad to think of her. She could find all the companionship she could ever want if she were to join the fellowship. I think I handled that already. Tobias? It's simply wretched little urchin, always skulking, but then one must realize that he has no father to discipline him properly. Garrett? Britta beams. Garrett is a wonderful son. He is being raised to follow the values of the fellowship. His worthiness has been rewarded. Rewarded? Garrett is so talented at the whistle bagpipes. It is truly a gift. Goodbye. Mayst thou walk with the fellowship, Avatar. Okay, we're going to come down here and take a look and see if anyone else is in. Doesn't look like it. How about up top here? Yeah, so we got a couple people. You see a nervous man who constantly blinks. He sees you and looks like he is in a snit. Who art thou? I am the Avatar. Thou art a most pathetic little worm. Whoa. I didn't even get to read that. Oh, Avatar, it is the... And then the next minute he acknowledges you as the Avatar. What is your name? I am Merrick. And your job? I used to be a farmer here in Paws. Now I suppose I work for the Fellowship. I live in their shelter. They're a thief? I have heard that some of Morphin's venom has been stolen. I cannot imagine who would do it, unless it was that brat who lives with the farmer widow. Farmer? I was a farmer, of course. That was before the 7-year drought. No more Fen and myself were reduced to paupers. Paws? I have lived here in Paws all my life. I will not leave it now. I shall never leave. Fellowship? The Fellowship is a wonderful organization that is open to all the people of Britannia. I have learned so much through studying its philosophy, and it has helped me to live my life to the fullest. Through the Fellowship, I am able to achieve what I have set out to do in life, and I'm a better person for having joined. That's the standard. So let's not say philosophy. Brat.
I believe his name is Tobias. Widow? Her name is Camille. Comar. He once owned one of the largest farms in all of Britannia, believe it or not. He was born to wealthy parents. After he lost his farm, he took to sleeping along the road. One night, a gang of bullies wanted to steal his gold. He had none, so they beat him until he was lame. He is a very bitter man. Tragic. Ben? Ben was a farm laborer and one of Homer's most trusted friends. With the farm gone, Ben just did not have any place to go or any way to live. Paupers? For years, Comar, Fen, and I lived off the rubbish of others, sleeping by the side of the road. Then I found the fellowship, and my life was changed for the better. I have tried to share my newfound fortune with my friends, but I fear they hate me for being more resourceful than they are. And an apology? I do most humbly apologize to thee, Avatar, as I am certain thou art aware. There have been many who have claimed to be the one and only true Avatar ever since thou hast last visited us. Bye. Good day, Avatar. Okay, we got one other person to talk to here. You see a simple peasant woman. Her face is etched with sorrow. What is your name? I am Alina. And your job? I have none, my lord, save for being the mother of my child. I am waiting for mine husband, Weston, to return from Britain. Child? Cassie is my daughter, just a wee babe. She is my only joy. Weston? Mine husband is imprisoned in Britain for stealing fruit from the royal orchards. Stealing? Mine husband is no thief, my lord. He went there to buy fruit for the child and me so that we would have enough to eat. He has been wrongfully accused. I am certain of it. Eat? We are very poor. My baby and I are presently living in the fellowship shelter because we have nowhere else to go. Fellowship? It was a member of the fellowship that has accused mine husband. Now they wish for me to join them. Accused? They say if I join, they will attempt to free mine husband. But it was they who unjustly accused him in the first place. I cannot trust them, but I fear I may have no choice. Shelter? We are fortunate that we are able to live by the fellowship's good graces, but I do not know how long we will be allowed to stay. Allowed? They tell me that the shelter is for members of the fellowship only. Unless I join soon, I shall be asked to leave, and I have nowhere else to go. Join them? I cannot join the fellowship without feeling that I am betraying mine husband. Should I become one of those who have falsely accused him? Yet if I do not, they will not allow me and my child to live here. She sobs, covers her face with her hands. It is so unfair. I must choose between starvation and betrayal. If only Weston were here. I do not know what to do. I think we'll have to try and look into that situation. Goodbye. Pleasant day to thee, my lord. Okay, let's go ahead and look elsewhere here. You see a jovial young man who gives you a friendly greeting. What is your name? I am Garrett, the son of Fedwin and Britta. And your job? I am too young to learn a trade of mine own yet, but I do assist my parents in running the shelter. I hope to be a counselor in the fellowship one day, or a professional whistler and pipe player. Berdwin, my father works for the fellowship, helping the poor people in Paws. He tries to recruit them, but most refuse. Britta? Oh, she is just my mother. She does whatever my father doth tell her to do. Shelter. Plenty of beds are available if thou wouldst like to stay in the shelter, he says with a condescending tone. Fellowship? Oh, I can tell thee all thou dost need to know about us. The Fellowship is a group that has been gaining much popularity in recent years with the people of Britannia. While on the surface it may be simply appear to be a scholarly society studying its particular philosophy, its teachings have the power to forever alter the shape of Britannian society. Its ceremonies are deeply moving experiences. Let's not go with him for philosophy either. Panpipes? I have been playing panpipes since I was little. I am pretty good now, if I say so myself. I keep the whistle by my bed and practice every night before going to sleep.
So the bed in there that belongs to him is the one with the whistle next to it. I think we'll need to know that.
Paws. Actually, I do not like this town very much. The people here are all poor, and the only one mine own age is Tobias. And, he asks, there is a thief here.
Recruit?
My father was once the head recruiter in Britain until they moved here. I once heard him talking to my mother about how the fellowship was wasting its time here.
Poor people?
My father says that poor people reject the fellowship because the triad of inner strength requires strength of character.
Tobias.
He and his mother reject the fellowship. They are witless and stupid, and I don't like them.
Character?
My father says the poor are weak of character, and that is why they are poor. They don't have to be. They are just too lazy to work. Dost thou agree?
No.
Then thou must be a person of weak character too.
The thief?
There is a thief in this town. Our merchant Morphin had some valuable silver serpent venom stolen from him. The culprit is still free, so be wary.
Okay, let's let him be. And go on up to this house here. See if there's anyone about. Okay, not inside. At least not in this room. And not in this room. Sometimes they are fun to find because there's a big farm up here, but there's at least one of them. You see a farm woman. She rubs her hands, which are covered with dirt and lines drawn by toil.
My dreams have become reality. Thou art the Avatar. Art thou not? I recognize thee immediately.
Name?
My name is Camille, Avatar. It is an honor to meet thee.
Your job.
I run a small farm here in Paws with my son Tobias. I am a widow.
Thief?
Some silver serpent venom was stolen from the merchant Morphin who operates the slaughterhouse.
Paws.
Life is hard here in Paws. It is a town of poor people with all its ills that poverty brings. At least the fellowship brings us some relief.
Tobias?
He is basically a good boy. He works hard and misses his father.
The farm.
I grow crops, especially carrots and wheat.
Ills?
Recently our town has been plagued by a thief.
Fellowship?
I am not sure whether I trust the fellowship. It hath undoubtedly done some good things in this world, so it cannot be all bad. Or at least, the people in it cannot be all bad.
Thief?
Some silver serpent venom was stolen from the merchant, Morphin, who operates the slaughterhouse.
Carrots?
I believe my carrots are especially tasty. Wouldst thou like to purchase some? They would cost thee only 1 gold for 3.
Yes.
How many dost thou desire? I will take 6. I am sure thou wilt love them.
Wheat?
That reminds me, this package needs to be taken to the mill today. If thou canst deliver it for me, Thurston will pay thee for it. Wilt thou?
Yes, I will.
Thou art carrying too much. Go put something down and I will give it to thee then.
Okay. Goodbye.
Pleasant journey, Avatar.
Okay, so it must be the carrots that have put me over the brink. Let's try again. I might have to remove that sword, but we'll see.
How art thou, my lord? She asks.
Okay, I've just got to get to the part where she has the wheat. Still carrying too much. Let's try this again. One more time. Job. Farm. Wheat. Yes. Still carrying too much. Okay, what do I have to do? Um, maybe just because that bag is too much. Let's see here. Let's put the bag on the ground for a second. Put this bag on here. Put this bag in here. Let me put like the rings, medicine, and the torches in this bag. I really don't need this cup. Let's see if I can leave it on the well. Well, I wanted to leave it on the well. There we go. But we need the horse carriage buggy thing. Yep. Okay. We really don't need his cup either. All right. And we're good otherwise. So let's try one more time now. I cleared a bunch of stuff out. How art thou, my lord? Okay, let's try again. Job. Farm. Wheat. Yes. Okay. How is that possible? Okay. Let's try to remove the bag if we can. I don't think we're going to be able to. Because we've already got a bag in. Yeah, it's not going to fit there. So maybe for now we'll drop this bag because we have to come back here, I'm sure. Try to put this bag in here for now. Try one more time. Job. Farm. Wheat. There we go. Be sure to take this to Thurston, the mill owner. He shall pay thee for thy trouble. Bye. Now, the thing is now that I have the wheat, I can see whose inventory I can put it in. Aside from my own, will it fit in here or is it too heavy? No. If I move the sword here, will it go for a little while? Oh, it won't fit there either, huh? So it's basically it can't fit into a thing with a bag. That's all it boils down to. Okay. Well, we'll just drop that off and then come back and get our bag again. If we bag is away, we also have other bags we can find. You see a sulking lad who doesn't seem to want to look you in the eye. Just what I need. Another avatar, he mumbles under his breath. Name? I am Tobias. I suppose I am to believe thou art someone important. Job? I am too young to have a job. I just help my mother on the farm. Thief. There is a thief running free in Paws. He stole silver serpent venom from Morphin, owner of the slaughterhouse. No one knows who he is. Mother. Her name is Camille. She speaks of thee, or rather, she speaks of the Avatar, is what I meant to say. Some people in town think she is mad because she still believes in the eight virtues. Thou hast already met her. Farm? My mother grows grain. Dost thou not know a farm when thou dost see one? Tobias looks at you as if he thinks thou art a bit dim. Avatar. Art thou truly the Avatar? Yes. Thou art no avatar, he frowns. 8 virtues? My mother once took me to the shrine of sacrifice when I was younger. That was soon after my father died, so I do not remember it very well. I do not think it is there anymore, for she never talks about going back. I think that perhaps she does not want to mention it because there are so many in town who belong to the fellowship, and because it makes her so sad. Grain? She sells grain to Thurston the miller from time to time, so that we may go to the pub or buy milk at the dairy every once in a while. But we usually just grow crops to keep ourselves fed. Shelter. It's that place just south of here. It's run by the fellowship. Thurston? He is one of the few people in town that I like. He is nice to us. The dairy. The dairy is south of the shelter. Andrew, the man who runs the dairy, his father was friends with my father. Fellowship? For the first time he looks at you in the eye. I hate the fellowship. The only other person in town in mine age is that cretin Garrett, and it is all he ever talks about. He is always trying to convince my mother to join. He clenches his fists angrily. Please do not mention them again. Garrett? He is the only other boy in town anywhere near mine age. His parents do not want him playing with me because they think that associating with those kinds of peoples will hamper his education or some such. Rubbish. I can't stand the little bastard, and I hate the way he plays those stinking whistle panpipes. Mother join? Those bloody fellowship people know that is never more than a meal away from being penniless. They say that they want to join us to join immediately because the shelter is intended to help only fellowship members. If we ever need to live there, they may have to turn us away in favor of other fellowship members. Bye. Be on thy way then, O great and wise Avatar. I like his cheekiness, though. All right, let's make our way back to Thurston to give him this. I wish to speak with thee. Avatar, oh, Avatar, I have news. Garrett, my son, has told me that Tobias was in possession of some silver snake venom. I went to investigate and found Tobias with it. That is correct. I am a witness that what Ferdwin has said is the truth. I have often said that Tobias was no good. Now here's proof. He is the thief that has been preying upon one of our honest merchants. And to think that I let him come into contact with my son. I hope he shall be dealt with in a manner appropriate to one who is leading youth astray from the way of the fellowship. I suggest that thou go speak with his mother at once. Camille should keep a tighter rein on her offspring. I agree that we need to talk to her. But let's go talk to Thurston real quick. A pleasant day today, my lord, says Garrett. Tobias? I have said it 1,000 times. Tobias is weak of character. He and his lazy mother are poor because they are lazy. Now I am proven right because Tobias is a thief who has been caught. Goodbye then. Okay, we'll go talk to her, but let's go get this so we can pick up our bag while we're at it. Greetings, my lord, says Thurston. Delivery? You give the sack over to Thurston. He opens it and reaches inside. His hand comes back out filled with the wheat. He sifts through it with his fingers. I know Camille is quite busy running her farm. Thanks to thee for making the delivery. Thou should consider this for the trouble. He hands you 10 gold pieces. Polly, I want to thank thee for telling me the truth about Polly's feelings about me. I can be such a stick in the mud running this bloody mill all the time that I would never have noticed if she were wearing a sign on her back. This is just what I needed to help me start enjoying my life again. The thief? Indeed, thou should be wary, my lord. There is a thing. He doesn't seem to know any of the updates. Okay. Aid to thee, my lord. Okay. So with that out of my pocket, let's go ahead and head on back to Camille. Avatar, my son Tobias has been wrongfully accused. He is no thief, and I cannot believe a vial of venom was found in his possession. I truly believe it was planted there. Please, I beg thee, please clear my son's name. He has done no wrong. I know my son Tobias has suffered for not having a father. I've tried my best on my own to raise him well. But this farm requires so much work that I fear I do not have enough time to devote to him. But I know in mine heart that my son is not a thief. Might I suggest that thou speakest with Morphin again? He may have recognized signs of usage in this foul substance in other members of the village. All right. So before we do that, I want to come and get my money bag back. Money, 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 money. But it's not money, I think. It's that stuff. But to work, though. Well, I think we also... Did we put the sword back? Yeah, let's keep. All right. See if we can find Tobias. He's here. What dost thou want? Tobias asks. Thief? Okay. He hasn't updated that thing. Venom? I do not know anything about the stolen venom. I am falsely accused. Falsely accused? That is right. Garrett did it. I just know it. He was in my room the other day when I came in from the fields. He said he was looking for a ball. But I do not believe him. Thou canst believe me or not, I don't care. But if thou art truly the Avatar, thou wilt know I am telling the truth. Bye. Be on thy way then, O great and wise Avatar. Okay. Let's go ahead and head back to Morphin. Now, just because I want to finish this up here, let's see if this key that we found actually unlocks that door. It does. We'll not come back and get it until later, but... Greetings, my lord, says Morphin. Tobias stole the venom? I am not sure Tobias was the one who stole the venom. I have not seen any of the signs of venom use in him. I am quite familiar with its symptoms. But now that I think about it, I have noticed that Garrett has appeared to be tired lately. He seems hyperactive one moment and unhealthy the next. Garrett, perhaps thou shouldst make a search of Garrett's belongings. Which reminds me, I saw him earlier playing near the slaughterhouse. He dropped his key. Perhaps it opens something significant. Here it is. Bye. Good day to thee. Okay, let's go ahead and take the key. Oh, not that. All right. And let's make our way back to the Fellowship. Okay, so there's a chest with the panpipes. And it is locked. Oh, ho, ho. And there's the vial. Let's approach the father now. Thou dost wish to speak with me again, Avatar, says Fedowin. I found the venom. Thou didst find the venom vial in Garrett's belongings? I am amazed. I am astonished. I am sorry. Case solved. Thankfully, we can put this business with the snake thefts behind us. Thanks to thy thorough efforts, I shall deal with my son. Let us speak of this no more. Goodbye. Mayest thou walk with the fellowship. The mother? Greetings to thee, my lord, you hear Berta say. Venom found. Thou dost say the vial of venom was found in Garrett's belongings? I do not believe it. But thou saying my son is a liar and a thief, I will not believe it. Good day to thee. Some people just refuse to believe anything ill of their children. Pleasant day to thee, my lord, says Garrett. I found your venom. Thou hast found me out. Yes, it was I who planted the venom on Tobias. He did deserve it. I beg thee, though, please do not tell my parents. Their parents? Wilt thou tell my parents? Yes. Thou art weak of character, or otherwise thou wouldst understand what I tried to do. Planted. I stole the venom from Morphin so I could plant the blame on Tobias. Morphin? I do not know why Morphin has it, for what does he do with it? I only know what that was valuable and that it would cause everyone to worry if it were stolen. Garrett does not meet your eyes. You instinctively know he is not telling the truth, and may very well be using the venom. Using venom? Gareth shuffles his feet and frowns. Well, I tried it just once. I am sorry. I will never use it again. Worry? I thought that if Tobias were accused of stealing something that everyone would notice, his mother would join the fellowship and force him to join too. It would improve their lives and force them to see the truth about themselves. Tobias? I may not have told the truth about Tobias stealing the venom, but I know that he is up to no good. He should come to a bad end. Just I'll wait and see. Bye. Goodbye, then. Some people just don't learn, I'm afraid. How art thou, my lord? Camille asks. Tobias cleared. You tell Camille how you discovered that Garrett was really the thief and that her son Tobias has been cleared. I want to thank thee for finding my son's thief in our town and clearing my son's name. It does mine heart good to see that the Avatar has returned to us once again, and that thou dost care enough about the people of Britannia to help solve our local troubles here in Paws. Again, Avatar, I thank thee. Thurston's payment. You hand her the 10 gold pieces, telling her that it is Thurston's payment for the wheat. She looks down at the gold in her palm and begins to protest, so you gently close her fingers over the money. Oh, come on, mother, take it. Thou canst go on inflicting thy charity on everyone else, and not expect someone to do the same to thee. You see a cloud lift from her brow as her guilt gives way to reluctant happiness, and she sighs and looks sheepish. Oh, I do thank thee, Avatar. I shall take Tobias to lunch at the Salty Dog. I am sorry that I have not the good grace to accept thy charity as it should be taken. I suppose we have worked to support ourselves for so long that it is sometimes hard to accept the gift of help from others. But I thank thee kindly, and so does Tobias, she smiles gratefully. Goodbye. Pleasant journey, Avatar. They are people I'm happy to have met. Yes, Avatar, Tobias asks. Looks like he's calling you by Avatar now. Goodbye. Goodbye, Avatar. Good luck to thee. Seems like he understands you now, huh? Awesome. So let us return to the Venom dealer. and have a little talk with him. Greetings, my lord, says Morphin. Return the venom. I thank thee for ferreting out the thief and returning my snake venom. So Garrett was the culprit, eh? I am not surprised. Now that I think about it, I must keep a closer tabs on my venom from now on. Goodbye. Good day to thee. Okay. I'm going to go ahead. It's been quite a while since I've saved. And do so here because I want to go up into this room. Make sure that I don't get some kind of problem here as a result. Let's try to go as north as we can. So there is a locked chest here. Does the key open that too? Or do we need to find another key? Does not. Nor does it. So we're going to have to find something else. Or what is this? I can't tell. Let's try using those keys again. I could have sworn I had it. Ah, that worked. All right. Oh boy. Am I going to be able to carry all this? At least for now, it looks like I am. More for a pause. Legitimate venom sales. Looks like he's not quite up to oh good. Let's go and confront him with this. Greetings, my lord, says Morphin. What about this ledger? You tell Morphin that you have seen his ledger. Wait, my lord, I admit I do sell several certain venom to other places besides the apothecary. But what I am doing is not precisely against the law. The law? I have a notarized contract with the Britannian Mining Company. Oh, sorry, water down the wrong pipe. They use it to keep their gargoyles working longer hours. It seems the gargoyles have a greater resistance to the effects of silver venom. Poor devils. He grins maliciously at his own joke. The effects? They are widely known. Silver serpent venom is a reagent that, when ingested in small doses, temporarily enhances one's physical strength, stamina, and quickness, along with bringing a feeling of euphoria. After the effects wear off, the subject feels quite drained. This tends to make them want to take it again. I think this is a repeat, isn't it? Yeah. Sell? My supply comes from some old friends at Buccaneer's Den. Where they get it, who can say? The user? I am not sure, Tobias. Again, more of a repeat. Okay, bye. Good day to thee. So I think we've gone ahead and done everything that there is to do in Paws. So let's go ahead and make our way back to the cart. Go ahead and get on here. As I said, using our smaller arrow. Make our way north towards Britain. And here we are in jolly old Britain. So this is going to be the start of, I'm guessing, multiple videos because there's a lot of Britain. But we're going to stop here because we got all the way through Paws, and that should I've given you quite a lot to see. That and the fact that I've been having some problem with my throat here and having to try and read so much. I apologize for coughing in your ear as much as I have, but I have tried to get through as much as I could without overly doing it. But anyway, it's probably good for me to take a break. So for the Iceman, I'm saying farewell, so long. Thank you for watching, and I hope you join us when we come back and start exploring Britain next video.